So the big news to really share in today's update is that we officially have brand new information from Congress about certain select official dates that they are now hoping to set as a bit of a timeline gauge for when they want to officially now move on forward with everything related to the fourth stimulus. There are also technically several dates that have always been set on Congress's calendar, but we haven't really shared them. So I do want to just basically give a little bit of an idea about when we should expect different things to officially come out, especially because now that we are entering into the brand new month, which is so crazy how fast time flies. Happy new month. Also, happy Chinese Lunar New Year if that's something that you guys celebrate. I know I do. So we're gonna get right to every single thing, but as always, real fast before we begin, consider smashing the like button, consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Of course, you guys can decide, and as always, feel free to comment any questions, thoughts, suggestions, opinions, or honestly just really anything. So with that being said, let's get this video started. So hey everyone, how's it going today? So the first date that we're really going to start with talking about is going to be February 18th. And so the very big significance about that particular date is that that's officially going to be the date or the deadline that they are going to have to approve the government funding bill for basically the brand new upcoming year. The big idea, if you guys have been here for a while, huge thanks, and you guys probably know the story, is that after a certain period of time, they have to essentially approve of a bill in order to keep the government running. Otherwise, a lot of different things, essentially a lot of very important things, such as just social programs in general. So not even fourth stimulus, but just programs that already exist, such as like regular unemployment, food stamps, social security, and then of course everything related to the government, such as like government jobs, programs, or just services in general. All of that stuff is going to potentially be impacted. So the big idea is that they're hoping to try to officially finalize and approve all of that by February 18th. So from the time that I'm making this video, there is just essentially about a little bit over a little bit under 3 weeks. So there is still some time. Now, the big information is that because they will now be taking a shift in order to focus on this, it does mean that they are expecting it might potentially now lead to some delays when it comes to just the world of fourth stimulus. And the reason why I say some specifically is because within Congress right now, there's a lot of, typically like a company, as you guys can probably imagine, not every single person is doing the same thing at the same time. So because of that reason, most of Congress is obviously going to be focusing on the government funding bill, but there are still select people in Congress that are going to be working on just fourth stimulus plans in general, which maybe leads on to the next date that we've officially received, which is going to be on March 1st. So March 1st's significance about that date is that that is the date where many of the progressive Democrats have officially given as when they really want to press for the people within the Senate to try to officially get the vote onto the floor to approve the fourth stimulus package and all of the different plans. So basically this involves, we are officially going to be getting a brand new stimulus package, so we don't know what's officially going to be in it. However, the speculation is that all of the programs that are speculated to be in it, such as like child tax credit, social security, climate change, money to state, local government, aid programs, this is probably the big thing that's going to be involved. Of course, we never know because they can potentially add certain programs later on, but that's of course something that's still to be determined. So essentially the idea is that all of the different politicians, they sort of have their own agenda. I did make a video last time, which I'll probably put at the end screen, that really just covers, it'll probably be on the lower part, that really just covers what each of the politicians are currently working on or focusing on or thinking, basically their particular views and opinions about the current situation right now. So for example, Pramila Jayapal is definitely one of the figures that's really trying to press to get this package through. But there are, of course, a lot of other politicians inside of Congress that are really trying to do the same as well. which probably will now lead on to the actual official plan or package that's going on. So the story to what's happening right now is that they are now currently going to be working on a brand new package. It is very, very probable that this brand new package might even now be given a brand new name. So right now everyone's just calling it the Build Back Better 2.0, but it's very possible that it's probably going to potentially get its own name. But at the very, very least, what this brand new bill is going to be is that it's expected to essentially become a little bit like a mini skinny bill. And we don't know about how many, because it's very probable they might even have multiple bills, because the plan that they're currently going to be doing, or they're hoping to do right now, is that they're going to take the current fourth stimulus package and then also a lot of the side agenda and plans. So for example, like Social Security, child tax credit, and everything revolving around that. And they're going to be creating a lot of separate individual bills. There is one bill that is expected to be released very, very soon that relates to climate change. We did talk a little bit about why that bill can potentially impact things such as like checks, unemployment, and everything related to that. Of course, because we already talked about it, I'll put that video also at the very end screen. It'll probably also be on the lower part. But the big idea is that the climate bill itself is estimated to be right around $500 billion. The skinny bill is estimated to be right around $1 trillion. They don't know if within that $1 trillion they're going to be splitting it even further into even more mini bills, but that's kind of the general dollar amounts that they're really predicting right now at this current time. And the really, really great news is, as most of you guys know from the last update, which I believe is literally just called Great News, I'll probably put it also at the end screen, is that one of the biggest changes is that Joe Manchin has officially come out to really be able to say that there are certain programs within the package that he actually does support, which is one of the biggest reasons why the current package is going to be split the way that it's going to be split, is because they want to create one that has programs that they can much more confidently know Manchin is going to support, such as like climate change. They may be trying to negotiate to do a little bit of a compromise, as we mentioned. Of course, we already mentioned in the last update, so I'll put that at the end. But the big idea is that they're at least moving forward with it, and the idea really is that they're trying to fight hard to keep as many programs as they can. They don't know how many of it that they possibly can, but they're trying, and I think that's the most important thing. And actually, interestingly, maybe one thing we haven't really talked as much deeply about is that one of the biggest goals that they are actually interestingly working on the side inside of Congress, and even on a very state local level, is that there are still to this day a lot of money that has been collected during the time when the first 3 stimulus packages were approved that's still actually currently sitting with both the government and also with the state. So the idea right now is, one thing that is actually happening is that President Biden and very, very select leaders are actually trying to urge the government to essentially add or give them even more, so not even just the government funding to keep the government funding, but to increase also the state and local government aid, so that they can maybe have more money to now let the states themselves individually decide what they want to do. That's why the biggest idea is that even though stimulus checks is a very uncertain world, it is very, very probable to many people, and it's actually already approved. So it's already happening right now, where many select states and cities, we did already talk about it in a past video, but there are actually even newer and more cities that are hoping to join in. So that's the big new information, that are now trying to create their own plans or their own stimulus checks and programs. So if they're able to insert the state and local government aid to give these states even more money, it means that it opens up even more doors and flexibility for them to do even more stimulus programs. Like, I know, for example, like in New Jersey, Atlantic City just did something. California is definitely contemplating on doing something. And these are just a couple examples, and it's very probable and actually predicted very much that even more will probably join in. But of course, all of that stuff, we just have to wait. But the big idea really is that at least we still now have official dates. So beyond that is that that's what I really wanted to share in today's update. So If you guys found that relatively insightful, maybe consider smash the like button. If you guys haven't done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell. And as always, feel free to comment any questions, personal thoughts about honestly anything. If you're watching this on release date, happy Chinese and Lunar New Year, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much again.